Jeez, dude, he's good. Taking the holy shit. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Josh. Glad to have you at the channel. We're going to be getting into Shippuden today, episodes 142 and 143, picking back off after a very, very interesting set of episodes. Big lore dumps, huge lore dumps. You know, if any of y'all haven't seen that, go check out the last video. Freaking insane, man, with Itachi's backstory from Madara's perspective. You know, I talked a lot about it in the review section last time, but I still really don't know who to believe, what the full truth is. I've been like joking with people. I'm like, I feel like this show is like gaslighted my ass. I'm so confused. Let's go to recap the character ins from last time, since we're talking about it already. We gave MVP and best moment to Itachi for just the insane sacrifice, getting like so much more of this context. And you know, it's something that I always, you know, kind of was expecting to a degree, but just getting the full picture, it makes it like even crazier. And you know, the best moment was that last scene with the smile on his face saying, this is it, I believe. This is it, Sasuke. Yeah, just heartbreaking, man. Really heartbreaking. I really can't wait till we find out the full truth, because I feel like there's even more to Itachi's sacrifice that we don't know about yet, if I had to guess. For the funniest moment, we gave that to Toby once again, trolling as always, trolling Toby. And then for the Sako, we gave that to Madara because I don't know if I trust him fully. I don't know if he's lying. I don't know if he's leaving out convenient parts of the story that might make him look bad, you know, like he's telling it from his point of view. And it doesn't sound like he's being super malicious or manipulating or anything, but I don't know, like the story definitely is told in a way that might have Sasuke, you know, kind of come to his side more, which we see at the end of that episode, right? With, man, Sasuke seemingly wanted to just destroy the Leaf Village, which I understand to a degree with like that, the way they, you know, just were cutthroat with trying to annihilate the Uchiha clan, but at the same time, it goes against Itachi's wishes too, which, I don't know, it's like a conflict of interest almost. Like I bet Sasuke is super torn at this point. And I'm really curious if we'll get to see that in these episodes, kind of more of his demeanor after he learns at least some of the truth here, right? But yeah, y'all, I think with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. If you do enjoy these reactions, do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'd love to have y'all here. Always appreciate the support. It makes the journey watching this show so much more fun. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
かすかでもあいつのサスケの匂いが残っているというのなら。ああ、そうだ。ここまで来て諦められるかっての。
And dude, I'm so nervous about Sasuke going up to Leaf Village. Like, this is gonna build even more space between him and Naruto, man. Like, how's Naruto gonna react to that crap? Find him, Akamaru. Aww. You failed me, Akamaru. Oh, we still need to know what Itachi said to Naruto. Oh man, I saw it. Gonna get a little battle.
こうして満月を見ているとあの夜のことを思い出す。それに忘れようとしていた記憶もな。今ならイタチのことを思い出せる。自分の心の奥にしまい込んでたかすかな記憶が蘇ってくるんだ。
Buried down. Dude, was that the first time they awakened? Shit, this is completely... Yeah, we haven't seen any of this. Damn, it's so sad seeing all the Uchiha dead there. Oh, couldn't hold back the emotion. Dude, that's been the craziest part of all this, is just like how much of like a poker face Itachi's had. He's so stoic with this. The hell is this, like bones?
どうする？イタチの目は移植するのか？
いや、イタチの見たかったものとこれから俺が見ていくものはまるで違うものになる。イタチが望んだ通りにはできない。俺は俺のやり方で武者を再興する。
Interesting. So I guess he believes Madara. I don't know if that's confirmation that what Madara said's the full truth, but
ゼツが邪魔しに来て、次はお前ですか。死んだと思ってましたがね。結局最後になってしまったが、一番身近なお前を騙していてすまなかった。
So Kasama didn't know too.
そういうことでしたか。トビがまさかあなただとは思いません。これで安心しました。あなたが黒幕なら私も立ち回りやすい元水影様。
Mizukage?
ダラさん、これからも頼むぞ。貴様。こちらこそ。
So he's on board, man.
イタチが抜けて、今度はその弟が面白い目。
Yeah, for real, man.
俺たちタカはこの葉を潰す。
そう言っても具体的にどう狙っていく？
やるのは上層部だ。それ以外は基本的に対象としない。
Yeah, see, that makes sense.
盾になる。そう簡単にはいきません。
Yeah, I don't think he cares about killing the lowers. It's those elders who made the decision, you know?
僕たちをあまり舐めない方がいい。あの時の遊びの決着はまだついてないし、今度は本気で。
やめろ、水月。
Now of all times. Yeah.
サスケ、しつけがなっていないぞ。
こいつを腕だけで。
水月、てめえバカじゃねえの。
He is pretty stupid.
敵はそこのサメ肌だ。
Yeah, he's pretty unmotivated. Or not aligned with their motivations.
やりたきゃ勝手にやれ、水月。どうせ今はまだそいつには勝てない。
まだね。
そのうち美味しいフカヒレでも食べさせてあげるから。
暁も戦力不足だ。今は無駄な小競り合いは避けたい。
Yeah, for real, dude. They've been dropping like flies.
我々の利害は一致する。これより高は暁と行動を共にしてもらう。
その話に俺たちが乗る見返りは
美獣をやる。
美獣？
何も知らないのか？
あれだろ、キュービの仲間みたいなもんで、鬼チャクラの塊が具現化したっていう
つまりなんだ？
チャクラの化け物だ。もともとは初代ホカゲがいくつか集めてコントロール下に置いたもの。
Interesting. I didn't know that. I know they told us they could control the Nine Tails, but political moves once again.
悪くない条件だろ。ただし、暁を裏切ればちゃんと死んでもらう。今は6匹まで暁が集めてますか。
Okay. It's a good little catch up.
俺たちとタカで残り3匹を手分けして狩る。これが我々の当面の目的だ。
9秒アダなんだろ。
タカは8秒か。残りは暁が狩る。なるともな。
Dude, this make me sad, bro. Like, so self-interested, man. Like, I hate that still.
うまくいった。それはよかったな。イタチも死んだ。目の上。
Our eyesores?
この葉に手を出さないという条件もこれで白紙だ。
ずいぶん待ったね。
計画通りに進めるためだ。これでいい。イタチはやはりサスケに保険をかけていたアマテラスだ。
イタチのやつ、自分の真相を知られてるとは思ってなかったんだ。なんでそこまで。
真相云々は抜きにしても、俺がサスケを仲間に引き入れる。
Yeah, he sure has, man.
デイダラ、サソリ、ヒダ。
Fucking Hidan, dude.
彼らなくしてここまでの
The best Akatsuki member for sure, dude.
俺のシナリオ通りにことは運んでいる。何よりサスケを手なずけた。
I don't trust this guy, dude. I don't know why Sasuke is so trusting.
ハチビってのはどこにいる？
四月一族は決して仲間を裏切ったりは
Yatsuki?
怯える心には隙が生じる。
Dude, they're wearing the Akatsuki cloaks?
水月もういいでサスケの現実だ。
チェ、ここからがいたぶりがいがあったのにさ。
八尾の居場所を教えろ。
雲来京にて修行を
Damn, so one of them is a Genjutsu also.
そいつの特徴は
八本の剣を
Ooh. It is interesting that he didn't take Itachi's eyes, man. Because by that logic, like, isn't he gonna go blind eventually too?
まったく、さらに便利になっているね、あの目。
Mm-hmm. You have to fall in line, brother.
さらにかっこよくなってんじゃんよ。
Oh my gosh.
いいところだ。衝動が抑えられそうだ。落ち着く。
Probably not for long. You guys are about to stir shit up. Is that the eight-tail?
絵がいてよ。光。もう昼が。こんちくしょう。バカ野郎。この野郎。朝から修行でお腹は好きすぎ。ラップ愛する俺様。すき焼き決定。イエ
Yeah. Guy seems like a character, man.
あんたが八尾の陣中力か。
ーイ。いや、八尾様ですか。だろ。そこ。陣中力様ですか。だろ。そこ。
あんたを拘束する。
あなた様を拘束させていただきます。
水月は右、15は左、カリンは俺の後ろにつけ。
Could Karin even fight well? Like, I feel like she's kind of just a utility tool, man.
そうだな。話の最中、途中。陣中力は殺したらダメだって暁の奴らが言ってただろ。水月。
大丈夫だ。奴のチャクラはちゃんと感じる。たく派手な陽動だぜ。こいつ。
飛んでる。バカ野郎。
Dude.
ぶっ込むぜ。
Just talk some freaking rhymes, man. This is ridiculous. I feel like I'm gonna have to watch the dub for this guy. I want to hear how they did the raps.
刀は回転。店は。
What the heck?
おやそれ。
Yeah. He's pretty strong.
余力を残して魅力は光る。八尾がサビのキラービートぜ。俺様が
Killer B.
戦い始めちまって恥かくぜ。弾けるお前らに。
Did he mess up?
噛んだ。
なんだこれ。
For real, dude.
僕の首切り包丁をこれほどまでにうまく、こいつ一体。
噛んだじゃねえか。バカ野郎。
大丈夫か。
俺が行こ
Ah, we'll get to the real fight now.
ふざけやがって、ほんとこ。
捕まえる。
Oh my god.
こんな変に韻を踏んで喋るようなやつなんかとはとんだお使いだよ。
う。一刻も早く力を手に入れるためだ。嫌ならされ。
それ君の都合でしょ。
あの時の口約束が本当か嘘かさっさと確認しておきたいしな。
Hmm.
どちらにしろあいつら暁を利用するのは俺たちだ。
I don't know. You guys are part of the Akatsuki now. Look at those robes, bro.
好き。
ならさっさとその耳障りなダジャレ野郎。
そのつもりだ。
All right, all right. What an interesting character. Like, what the heck, dude? It's interesting that he's like so isolated. Then again, I guess a lot of the Jinchuriki have been, except for like Gaara. At least from what we've seen. This is like one of the most ridiculous character designs in this show so far. This reminds me of like One Piece character design.
おしゃれなライムじゃこの野郎。あおい。
マジムカつくな。こいつラップの才能ねえじゃん。
なんだ。
Dang. I thought like blades couldn't stop the snake sword. Or the lightning blade, whatever you call it. Damn, smooth boy. Those facial expressions. Oh, I need to go back to that. Brr, brr.
気をつけてサスケこいつ刀を使い慣れてる
Bro, this is definitely a call out to fucking Zoro, man. Except he's got even more swords. 8 sword style. Damn, I've been slacking on my title game. But I guess it's not a spoiler. He's just gonna start spinning around like a Beyblade, isn't he? Damn, dude. Dope animation. How does he jump around like this while it's like they're like in his like behind his knees and shit? Dang, dude, he's fucking wrecking him. Jeez, dude, he's good. Yeah, Sigets would be fucked up by now.
千鳥ガード不可の千鳥島か
Oh, is it? Okay, so this is what determines, I guess, if it can't go through it, maybe?
何ガードした
あいつもチャクラ流しを使えるのか
前蝶のように前八尾八のように
Oh, what? That's gotta be a clone, right?
そしてこれでとどめさす
Jeez.
こいつも僕の苦手なライトを
Bro, this guy's crazy, man. That's actually Sasuke that got stabbed. Oh, dude, he got fucked up. How is he even alive?
やばいほらサスケさっさとうちに噛みつけほら早く
What the heck? Bro, man. He's lucky he's got Korean. Dude, Korean MVP, bro. I did not expect Sasuke to get messed up like that.
ライトを体に流し攻撃の軌道をずらしたが致命傷は避けたようだなであの女がチャクラを吸わせて回復させる能力か
助かったぞカリンサスケ3人でやるよはっきり言ってこの人むちゃくち
I think it's just time to use the Mangekyo.
ゃあいつ殺すつもりでいこうそれで死なない程度に倒せるはずだよ
チェグルッチョ
Let's freaking go, dude. This is epic.
かかったな
Poor Sigets, man. Oh no. Oh, he took it bad, dude.
いないどこだ遊びは終わり帰った水割り Yeah
It's so insane, dude.
分かってるあそこだ
感知タイプでもあるのかあの女
Dang.
8本目だ
Ooh. Oh, it's kind of like the Nine-Tail cloak. It's just like it.
出たか同じだなあの時と
Yeah.
この8本目をかわしたのはブラザー以来だ
Oh, since his brother.
そっち
先にお前らバカバカ
Not a bad idea, man. Ooh. This is a cool fight, man. Not gonna lie, after like all the silliness of his character, I was like, ah, he's gonna be a pushover, but
確かにスピードも威力もあるだが動きは直線的この目なら見切れないことはないカリン奴のチャクラを感じ取って歩道を先読みしろ奴の居場所は常に把握して俺に伝えるんだ
それで間に合うならなその目車輪か
yeah. Dude, his Mangekyo looks so freaking cool. Taking the
ラリアット
Holy shit. So he broke through the Genjutsu? Dude, Sasuke's getting messed up in this fight, dude.
なんだこれ。
体の首と胸の部分が内臓ごと吹っ飛んでる。
What the fuck?
これは彼は僕の生まれ変わりのような存在だ。
待ってろ。
カリン、いい。俺がやる。今のお前のチャクラじゃ無理だろ。
何をする気だ。
サスケの体と同化して俺のチャクラと体を分け与える。
What?
符合できたサスケの体ならできるはずだ。
Dude, Sasuke should be dead multiple times over in this fight. This guy's crazy.
己のチャクラを乱して目を覚ましてくれる相棒が必要。俺様の相棒。比重をコントロールした人中力に堅実な機関に。
So Naruto's gonna be in a good spot too.
人中力である俺様のそれを怪物、それを見物。
Oh my, he's about to get even more ridiculous, dude. It's like, oh my.
ちびれちびれ。
You little ants. It's like a bull and a kraken put together. Octopus.
はいってわけか。
Bruh. Sasuke, you lucky bastard.
気づいたか。ほら、さっさと起きろ。よし、15。共になんで。
15。
A child, jeez.
お前は死なせない。君まろの形見だからな。
ほら、早く。
And Sasuke's lucky that Karin and Jugo are so loyal to him.
やっぱ水遁系の人
Oh.
乗り終えたな。
ここは僕がやる。今のうちに逃げろ。
So they're not gonna be able to beat him this time.
この僕が何度も身を挺してあんな奴らをかばうなんてね。
やばすぎるぞ、あれ。
Oh god. Dude. Holy shit, dude. This thing's insane.
まさかあれはキラー B 様の。なんです先輩。行くぞ。はい。ではキラー B 様。なんでハチビのお姿あれほど雷影様から止められていたのに。
Raikage?
誰かと戦ってます。の頃も
Oh no.
勝つ気か。ユギトを連れ去った。
Yugito?
水月がこんなに。逃げきれないぞ。どうすんだよ。
Wasted? Is that dead or is he alive? Man, Sasuke, you might have bit into something you couldn't handle, dude.
ほら、サスケ。さっさとうちに噛みつけ。
お前は死なせない。君まろの形見だからな。
Yeah.
僕がやる。今のうちに逃げろ。
Wow, you remember the leaf, dude.
アマテラス。
Let's go, dude.
これがサスケの言っていた消えない黒煙か。
Damn, that's kind of crazy, man. I'm curious how, like, he does have the black flames, though. Is that because of what Itachi implanted in him, or did it just so happen to awaken the same jutsu technique for his Mangekyo? Oh no!
黒煙が。カリンはもうダメだ。俺たちも巻き添えを食う前にここを一旦離れ。
No!
ダメだ。
What's he doing? He's like sucking it up? Dude, they gotta get the F out of here, man.
カリンを早く。
やはり黒煙が消えている。どういうことだ、サスケ。
He's using his powers too much.
消せた。あのアマテラスの黒煙を。これがこの万華鏡の動力なのか。
So he can both send it out and extinguish it. That's nuts.
かろうじて生きているようだ。
これで8秒殺さずに済んだ。
Yeah, but now these guys are about to go and save him.
さかあのキラー B 様がやられた。嘘でしょ。奴らは暁のメンバーだ。早まるな。内派の家紋。俺たち
ちは出しゃばるよりすぐに雷影様に報告した方が賢明だ。弟がこんな目にあったとなったら。
Oh, it's his brother.
黙ってませんね。
Dude, I was not expecting it to be that big of a freaking fight, dude. Like, all the other tales kind of got handled by the Akatsuki, so I kind of thought that they all would be chump change.
ここまで追い込まれるとは思っても。
Yeah, yeah.
だがこれで。
Dude, crazy fight. Definitely really, really unexpected for how everything else has gone. But I like it though. I like that there was some challenge. That is kind of one of the things that's been, I mean, it's been a good thing in a lot of ways to show how like strong the Akatsuki are, but at some places too, it's like, how are all these Jinchurikis so easily handled? But I don't know, I kind of like it with this case because this guy is older. I don't know if each tail is supposed to be stronger incrementally, like from like 1 to 9, like 8's like the second strongest after the 9 tail, but I think it's cool that like it kind of makes sense, right? Like this guy's more experienced than maybe one of the younger Jinchurikis we saw, like Gaara, for example, or like the one girl that Hidana Kakuzu got. I think that was the 2-tail, right? But yeah, dude, that fight, holy shit, man! Like, just the sword style in itself was dope enough, and like the fact that he beat Sasuke in multiple different ways, crazy. And that information about using the genjutsu of like on somebody with like a Jinchuriki, like the chakra, basically like there's two beings in there, so it's easy to disrupt the genjutsu. Although it's kind of interesting that Naruto hasn't like used that yet, but I'm assuming he probably will in the future if he like gets more experience with the 9 tail and like controlling it. Because it seems like this guy, the Killer Bee guy, definitely had a lot more control over his tailed beast than Naruto, at least from what we've seen so far. So now I'm so interested on Sasuke's Mangekyo, like Jutsu techniques, like how he has the Black Flames, and what the Genjutsu specifically is like the same exact thing as Itachi's, like the Nightmare Realm thing, or is it something different? Is it variable? I hope they kind of explain some of that because I'm so interested in it, you know. But yeah, y'all, good episodes, really good episodes. All right, you trying to get in the review section, brother? Look who's back. He's been chilling with me as I've been taking notes. Yeah, get your tail in the camera, boy. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and talk about these episodes for a little bit here. Really enjoyed these ones. Honestly, you know, y'all heard saw my reactions and saw kind of like my first thoughts there, but definitely a little unexpected overall about the 8 tails and even like just the kind of the somewhat seamless, not seamless, but you know, Sasuke and Madara kind of joining forces here. I mean, we do get different perspectives on both their sides to confirm that, like, you know, Madara thinks that Sasuke's kind of bought in and, you know, he's kind of under his control now, or under his hand, after Itachi, like, blocked him from Sasuke for so long and from the Leaf Village for so long. But Sasuke, you know, intends to use the Akatsuki more so than him being like, yeah, I'm on board with your plan kind of thing. So that was kind of surprising too, like almost just like the integration with the two, like Taka and the Akatsuki, although they kind of had the hint of that last time at the end of the last set of episodes. But still, it was a little surprising, and I'm honestly a little surprised about some of the, I guess, confirmation from last episodes from Madara's lore dump we got from his perspective. You know, Sasuke basically says that, you know, what he says is true. And, like, I guess he went and confirmed it. I think one of the patrons actually mentioned that there was some kind of, like, I guess, side novel or something that kind of goes through Sasuke confirming what Madara said. I might need to check that out if it doesn't have, like, any other spoilers or anything like that. But, like, I think that's kind of interesting that it did confirm it, because I don't know, I got the sense that, like, well, there's at least more to the story, right? Maybe it's not that Madara is lying, maybe a lot of this is true, but maybe there's more more context that needs to be added from other points of view, or other points of view that might change, that might be different than Madara's, you know. But I think for now I'm going to go into the assumption that what Madara said was true, and you know, there might be more to Itachi's motivations and whatnot, or you know, the situation and the backstory of how the leaf was formed. But for now, I'm just going to go based off this. I think one of the more interesting parts too is like that very beginning scene where Sasuke is kind of like recovering some memories of, you know, right when he's about to pass out, he actually, you know, he actually stays conscious, I guess, to a degree, although he forgot about it, and he awakens his Sharingan at that point, which is really wild. Honestly, kind of, you know, kind of validates Itachi's goals, right, for Sasuke. Like, this hatred awakens the Sharingan in him instantly, pretty much. And, you know, that's like, I don't know, I guess it just shows just how much the hatred can drive someone's power so quickly. And then, you know, we see Itachi actually turn and start crying as he's leaving his brother. And, you know, all those Uchiha or the dead Uchiha are laying around them. Yeah, that was a really sad scene, man. Really, really tragic. And it's sad that Sasuke could never remember that, because it probably would have given him a lot more understanding growing up about what his brother did for him. But, you know, now at this point, I think he does understand what his brother did for him a lot more. And he seems to be, you know, at least from how I understand his goal, it's like, it's not that he really hates the Leaf Village as a whole. He just really, you know, hates the elders. Like, he wants to bring down the Leaf Village, but it's more so about like bringing down maybe like what the Leaf Village is from like those elders' point of view, like Danzo and those two other ones who really were the ones who made the decision of annihilation of the Uchiha, right? Like, so cutthroat. And I think that makes sense. I mean, that, like, I think that's one thing that even if he understands Itachi's sacrifice a lot more now, he still doesn't really, like, he's not aligned with the Leaf Village like Itachi was to a degree there, right? And he has a lot of, like, hatred towards the people who put Itachi in that situation, to have to spy on the Uchiha and figure out that, hey, yeah, they're, you know, they're planning a coup, and then given the mission to freaking kill them all. That's like the worst part of it all, man. It's just like, it's awful that they, like, Danzo and all them did that. Like, only the third Hokage was the one who didn't, you know, actually, I guess, back that. You know, he tried to compromise. But it makes me interested on, like, how is Sasuke gonna deal with, like, Tsunade, like the Hokage? You know, that's like another elder, I guess you could say. I mean, it's not the elders, but it's another form of power within the Leaf. And, you know, Kasame gives a good point. He's like, well, if you go after the top, the younger, like the, you know, the lower people are going to protect them. So what are you going to do in that situation? You can't just ignore them. So at some point, like, Sasuke is going to have to understand that. I mean, I don't know. I guess he could just go and assassinate them. But I think Kasame's dialogue there kind of hints at that Sasuke is going to have to sacrifice his friends that he had at the Leaf Village, like Naruto, like Sakura, Kakashi, etc., to fulfill this kind of almost a vengeance here for his brother. I also thought it was interesting that, like, Sasuke's kind of already trying to, I mean, he's always had this, like, for example, with not going after the Mangekyo Sharingan from his friends, like not killing Naruto back in OG Naruto, but even in this case, he doesn't want to take Itachi's eyes. Madara asks him if he's going to. He's like, I'm not going to do that. So he kind of gives up the eternal Sharingan, or eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, kind of to do it his own way. You know, he wants to still do it his own way to restore the Uchiha clan. It's all going to be on his terms. So I think that's interesting that even after, you know, kind of getting all this context of Itachi and whatnot, that he's kind of going down a different path, because, and they don't make it super clear, but I do think it's implied that Itachi did want Sasuke to take his eyes after he died. He wanted Sasuke, even though he plants the Amaterasu in Sasuke. By the way, how did I do on that? I'm trying to learn, y'all. He does plant it within him. You know, I guess it still doesn't, like, change the fact that he's going to go blind eventually. So, and Itachi talked all about that in, like, you know, kind of their fight and whatnot, about their eyes being spares for each other and whatnot. So I do think it's interesting that he's kind of taking his own path to establish the Uchiha, but I think it makes sense too, because that's what Itachi also would have wanted. He wanted to put his faith in Sasuke to, you know, make the name for the Uchiha. He trusted his little brother for that. Like, he kind of implanted his faith in him, and protected him from where the clan was at, and the tragedy between them and the Leaf and whatnot, the tragedy of Madara, etc. So really good there. One thing I also, like, small thing I really enjoyed in this episode, at least the first half there, was the environment they were in. There was like that huge skeletal structure that Sasuke was sitting on. It kind of looked like, I don't know, like the remains of like a dragon or something huge. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there'll be some lore there or something. That'd be pretty cool if they ever explain that. But yeah, just the setting in general kind of reminded me of like Kimimara's like bones and stuff. Like, it was kind of like everything was structured through bones or something. It was pretty dope. Some other lore we got was Kisame with Madara. I guess, you know, Kisame was the last one to have Madara reveal to him that Tobi was Madara, and he immediately recognizes him. Madara says that Kisame was like the closest person to him that he was deceiving. So they definitely have a lot of history. And he called him the former Mizukage. Now, Mizukage sounds really familiar. I don't know if we've actually heard about the Mizukage before. Like, is that the Mist Village's Hokage? Like, that would make sense. Or the Mist Village's equivalent of the Hokage. Like, that would make sense since Kasame's from the Mist Village, right? But I'm not positive on that. I don't really remember. I'm not going to look it up so I don't spoil it myself. But I think it's interesting that they have a lot more lore together, and that Madara was a Kage at some point. Like, I guess this probably happened after he abandoned the Leaf Village, or, you know, he was exiled kind of. You know, maybe he was recruited into another village, or he took over another village, or he deceived another village into thinking that he was part of the village or something. That'd be pretty interesting. I'm curious about kind of the background of all of that. And then, yeah, curious just about the Akatsuki and Taka together in general. Like, they definitely seem to both be wanting to use each other. I'm curious about like Madara's true goals, because he definitely seems to want to control Sasuke. Like, it seems he's always wanted to have Sasuke on his side, but Itachi's kind of been that barrier between him and Sasuke, and him in the Leaf Village especially. And at this point, he can use Sasuke and can go after the Leaf Village now, because I feel like out of the whole backstory, I feel like Madara would be most vindictive against the Leaf, not his own clan, which is kind of like, that was always a little strange to me, hearing like the last set of episodes, like why he wanted to help Sasuke kill off all the Uchiha, like kind of make that deal. I mean, I guess maybe he was just like vindictive about everybody who did him wrong, including his past comrades who exiled him. Like, I could see him having bitterness there, but I feel like ultimately he would hate the Leaf the most still. So, you know, it makes sense that he wants to go after the Leaf. But I want to know how this all connects to his goal with the Akatsuki and like capturing all the tails and trying to control the powers of the world. You know, maybe he wants vengeance and he wants a future that he perceives for the world. It's probably a little bit of both, I'd assume. And I also really like the lore that we get of the first Hokage talking about the tail beast, how he had, you know, collected a few, and we know that he could control, I guess we knew he could control the 9-tail at least, but I guess he could control like all the tailed beasts, or at least the ones he collected, and he used them in a similar way that the Akatsuki wants to use them. He used them to kind of like maintain a power balance. So like if like war was threatening, you know, you could kind of distribute the tailed beasts to the different villages, and you know, it's not like, it kind of maybe deter people once again, or deter them from wanting to get into a big war. And so it's not super different from the Akatsuki. I think the biggest difference with the Akatsuki, at least from like what we heard from like Pain, was that they want to combine this all into like one ultimate weapon that's even more destructive than just like one beast. So maybe you like can compile it into like a jutsu or something, all that chakra into a jutsu, and you hand it to every different village, and then like the stakes are even higher than just a village having one tailed beast on either side. So I don't know, I just think it's interesting that there are such cool parallels, or you know, like close parallels between Madara and the first Hokage. Yeah, we're seeing, I don't know, like it's kind of like they're very similar, but they're being contrasted all at the same time. Like I think of like Final Valley and just like them facing off, somewhat different you know, goals and whatnot, but also extremely similar. All right, let's move on to like the more ridiculous part of these episodes. Killer Bee, man. Off the bat, dude, the freaking rapping or rhymes, absolutely ridiculous. Funny, but also ridiculous at the same time. It's like, where did this character design come from? Like I said in the in the reaction, it reminded me a lot of One Piece, like kind of character designs, like just like kind of goofy on the surface and whatnot. The 8-sword style really reminded me of Zoro, like the sword in the mouth. They just take it even further with him having it, 5 more swords, which is nuts. I did listen to his raps in the dub. That was pretty funny as well. It's a little bit more obvious, that he's not the best rapper in the dub, since I can actually understand the language. But yeah, dude, he was an interesting character, but also like, once again, really surprising just how strong he was. I think the biggest thing here, and I don't know if the other Jinchuriki we've seen have the same level of control, if any of them have the control, but the biggest thing is that he could control his tailed beast. And it makes sense because he's a lot older. Maybe he's had this tailed beast for like a lot of his life, and he could control it. So like it counters the genjutsu. Like that's a huge thing. Like unlike Naruto with the 9-tail, he doesn't have control of the 9-tail. He kind of just like makes deals to like give power to him and whatnot. This guy has control over the 8-tail, so it's like a partner to him. He can, use it to disturb his chakra and break genjutsu, and a really strong genjutsu like this Mangekyo version. Pretty nuts, man. And even more so, man, the 8-sword style, crazy. Like he really was, just above all of the squad. Not Hebi, Taka. I was about to call him Hebi. Squad Taka. Even Sasuke, right? Like he fucked Sasuke up a couple of times. Like if they hadn't been there, the rest of Squad Taka hadn't been there, Sasuke would be dead for sure, 100%. Unless he had, was fighting to kill off the start and used the Amaterasu ahead of time, like at the beginning of the fight, then maybe, he could beat him. But with them just trying to capture him, they were out of their league there. And then we also get some information, or we see that I guess one of the Mangekyo Sharingans that was awakened within Sasuke is the fact that he can actually like consume or put out the black flames, right? No one's been able to do that before. They're supposed to be like impossible to put out, I guess. Or we saw Jiraiya do it with some kind of like sealing technique. I guess seals are probably the way you usually get rid of it without it having to burn out whatever it's on. But I think it's interesting that that's the ability of his Mangekyo, is he can actually control that flame. Now I'm wondering if it extends past it. That seems a little niche to me. Like maybe it can consume other jutsus as well, or like chakra that's out in the form of a jutsu, you know what I mean? Like maybe it can actually seal things or consume them, not just the black flames themselves. I think that would be kind of interesting, but it's kind of cool. So we have, this is how I understand. He has the Genjutsu, Mangekyo Sharingan, probably very similar to Itachi's, maybe not the Nightmare Realm. We don't know that for sure, but something similar, can like mind control people. He interrogated that one guy and made him speak. Can stop them from moving, kind of thing. And then he has the Ame. I have literally have it written down. Amaterasu. He had the Amaterasu, which Itachi implanted in him. So it wasn't really awakened, but he planted in him. And then he has this other one to consume the Amaterasu, or the black flames, or maybe jutsu techniques. And I guess I'm wondering if there's gonna be even more. But yeah, really cool. And I think the last thing I wanted to talk about before we get into the character ratings was maybe just a little bit more about the Yotsuki clan that Killer Bee was a part of. They allude to the head of the clan, Rakage. I think this is the first time we've seen this clan, as far as I know. But I'm curious because they allude to the fact that the Kage of this clan is very strong. Like he was the only other person to dodge the eight-tail form of Killer Bee. By the way, that 8-tail form, just like the 9-tail cloak, which I guess makes sense. I kind of always thought the cloak was specific to the 9-tail rather than the other tailed beast, but maybe it's just like a tailed beast in general. You can have the chakra go over your body and like, you know, it hurts you. We saw the same thing, they're like peeling his skin and everything. So really interesting, but they lose the fact that this guy's very strong as well. And we see that those two ninjas at the end, they are kind of like looking on the fight, and they say that they're the Akatsuki because they have the cloaks, but then the cloaks get burnt off or torn off or whatever, and they see the Uchiha crest. Now, I'm a little worried about what that means, right? They're going to report this back, and they're like, he's not going to be happy, the Raikage. So I'm wondering if they're going to connect this back to the leaf, right? Like, does everybody know that? I mean, I would assume that a lot of people know that the Uchiha clan was like massacred, right? I feel like that would spread around. But would they know that there's a couple Uchiha left, like Itachi and Sasuke? Maybe, you know, most people don't seem to know that Madara is alive, but, you know, maybe they know that they're alive. Do they still know that the Uchiha is connected to the leaf in some way, in some shape or form? You know, I could see this leading to a conflict between these nations, for example. Like, could this lead to a war, potentially? Like, I feel like wars have started over less in this universe. So, yeah, I don't know. It seems to be something that might, you know, blow up into something bigger than what it is. Like, I don't know why the author would add that in unless he was kind of lead this shinobi clan, the Yotsuki, into a fight with either the Akatsuki or the leaf itself. All right, let's do the character ratings for MVP. Honestly, this is like a really hard one to give an MVP to, so I'm gonna give it to Squad Taka as a whole. Mostly, I mean, Sasuke himself, of course, really did a really good job with the Mangekyo and all this stuff, but I gotta give it more so to like Jugo and Karin and even Shigetsu, because like they save Sasuke multiple times, and I really like the importance of how they save him, because it reminds Sasuke of Team 7. You know, Kakashi and Naruto and Sakura, and I like that it kind of reminded him of that, and that he then saved them. He put, you know, he kind of put the mission on the side to, you know, to capture the Eight Tail, and instead use the Black Flames to actually, you know, basically he's like, yeah, this would probably kill this guy as far as he knows. So he took that risk. He put his comrades first before the mission. And I like that they like kind of reminded him of that. I thought that was really important. For the best moment, I'm gonna give that to Killer B, and just a sword style fight. That whole scene was freaking sick. The animation, the choreography was awesome. You could just see how much, like, you know, more skillful he was than Sasuke even, which is just nuts, because Sasuke at this point is very strong from what we've seen with him. Even with his sword, like, he's very strong. So he was even able to counter that like sword lightning style, Chidori style that Sasuke uses, which you're not supposed to be able to block with a blade, since he could use like a lightning technique as well. For the funniest character, I'm gonna give that to Killer B as well, just with the rapping. I thought that was funny, but I'm also gonna give him Sako for the rapping, because it was also ridiculous. It's like, I don't know, there's a fine balance between like, you know, something being like slapsticky and it's funny, but it's also like, all right, come on now, it's a little cheesy kind of thing. So I don't know, man, he's a ridiculous character, just full of unexpected results in these episodes with him. I definitely enjoyed him. Like, I definitely enjoyed him a lot more than I got annoyed with him, though, that's for sure. But yeah, y'all, really good episodes. Was not expecting it to be that hype and that crazy, but I'm glad I was surprised. So yeah, let me know what y'all thought about this one in the comments below. Appreciate y'all being here and spending time with me to watch these episodes. And I think this is this the end of the arc? Hold on. We might need to do the MVP or the best character of the arc. Hold on. It is the end of this arc. So we do need to do my favorite character of the arc. Ooh, man, that's hard. There were so many good characters, like Madara in the mix now, Pain, Jiraiya. Oh, God damn it, guys. I gotta think for a minute. I think I gotta give it to Jiraiya, man. I want to give it to... Oh, no. And Itachi in the mix, too. Oh, my God. This is too hard. I'm going to give it to Jiraiya, though. I feel like there's even more to the Itachi stuff that will make me even, like, appreciate his sacrifice even more. Like, I want to give it to him, but to be honest, the Jiraiya stuff hit me even harder, I think, just because of how attached I was to Jiraiya. You know, at that point in the show, and just the prophecy and what Jiraiya means to Naruto, and you know, the not giving up kind of narrative and theme there. I just love that so much, and I think Jiraiya made Pain even cooler too. Like, I just love that dynamic between those two characters, and just how intense that fight felt, and how heartbreaking it was to lose Jiraiya. So I'm gonna give Jiraiya the best character of the arc, or my favorite character of the arc. Just, I'm gonna miss the pervy sage, man. I'm gonna miss him, that's for sure. But yeah, y'all, now I will sign off here. Once again, appreciate y'all's time and sticking with me in this arc. It's been a lot of fun. I am very, very excited to see what happens next. So I might just record another batch today, maybe. We'll see. All right, y'all. I will catch you later. Peace.